Hello, and welcome to the 15th Annual USF Women in Leadership and Philanthropy Fall Symposium, presented by our dear friends at Florida Blue. Today, in these most unique of times, we gather together virtually, separated in body, but united in spirit. We are so pleased that you are joining us as we celebrate our amazing 2020 Community Leadership Award winners, the 15th anniversary of USF Women in Leadership and Philanthropy, and the people and programs that make WLP an engine for change throughout our One USF and in our region. Thank you for your commitment to our shared purpose. And now, it is my pleasure to welcome WLP Lifetime Member and the Chair of our organization, Dr. Lagretta Linker.
Thank you, India. I'm so honored to welcome you to our 15th annual and our first virtual USF Women in Leadership and Philanthropy Fall Symposium, presented for the 8th year in a row by our friends at Florida Blue. We're so very grateful to Florida Blue and to our other steadfast partners for their sponsorship and support of today's events.
USF is important to Valley because we focus on supporting education. And through supporting WLP, it's a win-win for us because we can support post-secondary success as well as empowering young women leaders in our community. Valley has been a partner of WLP for almost 5 years. We partnered with WLP because not only do they support young women students through scholarships and mentorship, but also because we're able to support networking opportunities through the symposium, as well as the first ever student symposium led by students for students. 5 years later, Valley is still proud to support WLP, and the student symposium is going strong. WLP brings together today's leaders in our community to help support and empower the next generation of leaders in our region. Giving back is important because we see it as not only supporting businesses and their needs, but the overall needs of the community. When the community succeeds, then we succeed.
I'd also like to say a quick thank you to Chair Fedwa Haleli and the WLP Program Committee and our amazing WLP staff for their flexibility and creativity in pivoting our planned face-to-face symposium to this virtual world. Today, as we gather together in this new way, we're separated yet united and are in the very best of company. How motivating and inspiring it is to be with such powerful, intellectual, and generous women and men who are helping to educate and advance the female leaders of today and tomorrow. Last year, when over 1,000 of us were gathered together at the Hilton in downtown Tampa, we had the pleasure of hearing from USF senior and second-year WLP scholar, Carlene Wiggins. Carlene held all our guests in rapt attention as she shared her story of finding her confidence, her voice, and her sense of purpose through her experiences as a WLP scholar.
It is truly a blessing to be a part of an organization comprised of diverse women who uplift instead of tear each other down. I can't say enough about WLP. My words will never do my experience justice. I'm so grateful for every member of the WLP staff team and all of the donors who support USF's Women in Leadership and Philanthropy. Your generosity and commitment of your time and resources are truly life-changing. On behalf of my fellow 200 WLP scholars, I'm honored to say thank you. You've done so much more than invest in our education. Through wonderful leadership development and mentoring programs, you've helped me develop a greater sense of self, as well as reinforced my confidence that I am on the right path in life. I will never have enough words to express my gratitude, but I hope to represent WLP well by excelling in all that I do.
I'm so happy to share that Carlene was part of the record-setting 79 WLP scholars who, despite numerous challenges, graduated in 2019-20 academic year. By attending today, you're signaling your support for young women like Carlene, reaching back to the next generation to prepare them for the grand opportunity that is learning for a lifetime.
USF is important to TICO because really it's a foundational member of our community. So many of our employees have come through USF either through accounting or through engineering or any number of other colleges, and really are a strong part of our workforce. I am homegrown. My story with USF really started when I was still in high school. My sister went to school there. I was able to go out to school and attend classes with her and see what it was all about. And when I went to school there, I was able to go through the College of Engineering. I graduated with a Bachelor's of Science in Chemical Engineering and was able to work as a student for TICO while I was still in school. And so really for me, USF has been the foundation of my career and really established me as someone who had a strong technical background, who could think about how to solve problems, and really gave me a lot of confidence going into the workforce that I knew that I was going to be able to do good work. It's very important for TICO to continue to invest in women and women's talent. We're all made better by having a diverse group at the table. And I think to really encourage women coming through and showing them the possibilities of what the career can look like is a really important thing that we can contribute.
We all have different educational goals and experiences. Some of us, our WLP scholars, will anticipate having long careers in their one chosen field, while others will reinvent themselves several times during their lifetimes. Still others, like myself, I like to say, will love academia so much that we'll never leave. But no matter what their chosen paths, our scholars will have a strong educational foundation provided by the work of the preeminent University of South Florida and the impactful USF Women in Leadership and Philanthropy. So for your part in building that foundation, we offer you our sincere thanks.
I love USF. I'm not a graduate of USF. However, it's become very near and dear to my heart. Many of my associates are graduates of USF that work at Pilot Bank. I believe that emerging leaders are our future, and I have the pleasure of having one of USF's students as one of my interns for the past 2 years. What I have found is that USF really embraces the students. They teach them the skill sets and the leadership skills that are so important as we move forward in our community. But more importantly is that we're able to learn from them. I think learning from the students really impacts me. I've been in banking for 44 years, and every day I find something new. And when you bring a group of USF students around a table and have a dialogue, you're going to learn something that's going to impact your life and really help you to continue to grow. And we want to do that with USF. We believe in the mission. We believe in the women that are a part of USF WLP, and we believe that leadership is our future. Now, who's going to take my place when I retire? I want it to be someone strong and that really has the vision and values and honesty and integrity that we've built into our core culture. And if I see honesty, integrity, and the passion, then I know we're really going the right way with that associate or that new student. I can remember when I first became a member of USF WLP, and the first day that I walked in and saw the women that were a part of it, I felt blessed to be able to be there and be a part of that group. But more importantly, to see the scholars that every day are a part of the group and what they do and what they accomplish, and then to see the professors and look at what they're accomplishing. That means so much to our community, and it's building the strength. One thing that we want are for these students to stay in our community and to be able to grow in our community. And I believe that USF has those values that they too want them to do just that. I will tell you, if I had it to do all over again, it would be the very same, because it's been one of the major gifts in my life that has blessed me to be with the women and the scholars that are part of USF WLP.
Speaking of leadership and inspiration, WLP is pleased to welcome a special guest today. Stephen C. Corral became the 7th president of the University of South Florida on July 1, 2019. In addition to his extensive responsibilities as president of our newly reunited One USF, USF Tampa, USF Sarasota Manatee, and USF St. Petersburg, Dr. Corral is also a tenured professor. Dr. Corral joined USF from Southern Methodist University in Dallas, where he served as provost and vice president for academic affairs from 2016 to 2019. Please welcome the president of the University of South Florida, Dr. Stephen Corral.
Thank you, Dr. Linker. On behalf of the University of South Florida, I'm delighted to welcome you to this year's Women in Leadership and Philanthropy Symposium. I'm especially honored to help celebrate the 15th year of this organization, which was founded by two of USF's most transformational leaders, philanthropist Carol Morsani and USF President Emerita Judy Ginshaft. Thanks to their vision and ability to inspire others, this program was created as the first of its kind in the Tampa Bay region to focus on leadership development opportunities specifically to benefit women. Since then, the Women in Leadership and Philanthropy program has grown tremendously to award hundreds of scholarships, provide research funding for female faculty, and encourage critical mentoring and leadership development opportunities for students across all of our campuses. Importantly, this program continues to be an important reflection of USF's connectivity with community and our responsibility to ensure that every member of our community has the opportunity to succeed. We're grateful for your individual and collective generosity to advance women's leadership and opportunity. Thank you for your dedication and leadership.
Thank you again, Dr. Corral. It is such a pleasure to have you as such a strong supporter of our mission and to count the First Lady, Dr. Cheyenne Corral, as an active member of WLP.
Giving back is so important to Florida Blue because it is our mission to help people and communities achieve better health. And we believe this on the corporate level for what we do in the corporation and all of our activities, and also at a personal level, what we do in terms of volunteering or personal giving. It really makes a difference, and having key partners like USF and many others in the community really brings a lot of joy to not only our employees, but also our company to see what we're doing to help people and communities achieve better health. It's just been a great partnership. It's a true collaboration on the event and the activities throughout the year. It's a great collaboration up front and discussing how we're going to help make the program better year to year. And that's just wonderful. We love the work, we love the outcomes, and it's a great partnership. So I think WLP has had a great impact on not only USF and its students, but also the community at large. The programming, not only during the annual event, but throughout the year has been outstanding with world-class speakers. Panel discussions on all kinds of topics have been outstanding. So from a development and enrichment standpoint for the students and all attendees has been just outstanding. So kudos to WLP for putting this program together and having it in the market for 15 years, because that builds a legacy. USF is very important to Florida Blue from many different perspectives. It's the preeminent university in the area, and every great region or major metropolitan area of the country has a very strong research university. And USF is very strong in all their health disciplines. They have the new medical school. They're very strong in pharmacy, nursing, physical therapy, the School of Public Health. But not just that, many other disciplines and areas like the business school, the School of Engineering, and there are so many. But it's very important, again, because it's so linked to the success of the community.
It began with a small meeting in 2005. Just Tampa philanthropist Carol Morsani, 2 other women, and an idea: creating Tampa Bay's first philanthropic organization focused on developing and nurturing the intellectual and leadership potential of women at USF. That was the birth of USF's Women in Leadership and Philanthropy. Since then, WLP has enriched the lives and created opportunities for thousands of USF students and faculty members through its scholarships, faculty research grants, and mentoring and leadership development programs.
I was so excited when I checked my email and found out I was a WLP scholar.
I received the email that I was awarded. I was basically floored. I was almost in tears.
It was a weight lifted off my shoulders, definitely.
When I found out, I was like, me? Are you sure it's me?
And I sent a screenshot to my mom and my best friend of the email.
I am just so pleased with what they're doing and how they're doing it, and the number of girls that want to be involved and stay involved. I just can't believe it.
Over the past 15 years, the graduation rate among WLP scholarship recipients averages 97%, an admirable achievement with any student population, made all the more extraordinary when you consider the fact that the majority of these students are Pell eligible, and nearly half of the young women are the first members of their families to go to college. Former USF presidents Judy Genshaft and Betty Castor have been longtime supporters of WLP, as have many Bay Area political, business, and philanthropic and community leaders. From about 30 members 15 years ago, WLP has grown to more than 330 individual and more than 26 corporate members. As membership, endowments, and sponsorship increased, so did the amount of money available for scholarships and faculty research grants. To date, WLP has invested more than $1.5 million to impact the lives of nearly 1,000 women at USF Tampa, USF St. Petersburg, and USF Sarasota Manatee. The Dr. Kathleen Moore Faculty Excellence Award program has also grown, starting with a single award in 2005. By 2010, WLP's 10th anniversary, research grants were awarded to 4 faculty members on all 3 USF campuses, and the next year, the number of grant recipients grew to 6, encompassing awards for instructors, junior faculty, faculty on all 3 USF campuses, and in the health sciences. But WLP is about much more than financial assistance. It's about mentoring and networking and learning. Students are able to meet and talk with many of the Bay Area's top leaders at WLP seminars, conferences, and social gatherings.
You are in the company of treasure, precious, valuable, priceless jewels. You're among those who impact lives, lead organizations and communities. You're among those who mentor, empower, heal, advocate, motivate, teach, protect, and make history. You're among those who exceed expectations, witness the power of philanthropy. Women and men who bring hope for the future, women of vision. Women and men who engage, encourage, educate, and collaborate for impactful results.
WLP's premier event and its largest fundraiser is the annual Fall Symposium, which, with the strong support of Florida Blue since 2013, has grown exponentially.
It is such a pleasure to welcome 1,000 plus of you here today. Yay, yes. To celebrate the power of women and the power of education. Today, we are celebrating actually our 6th consecutive year of selling out our symposium.
The symposium features community leadership and lifetime achievement awards given to outstanding women leaders, recognition of high-achieving students, and keynote addresses from nationally known women in a wide variety of fields, such as Dr. Susan Blumenthal, choreographer Twyla Tharp, world champion swimmer Diana Nyad, author and journalist Jeanette Walls, and last year's speaker, philanthropist and former AOL co-founder Jean Case. There also are special announcements, sometimes very special.
After 3 years of discussions with physicians, business, and community leaders, both male and female, a detailed plan was put together to deliver the finest comprehensive personalized health care for the women of Tampa Bay. I am proud to announce we will be opening the Women's Health Center in less than 90 days.
This year's symposium, of course, is different. It's virtual because of the coronavirus, but the goals of WLP remain the same. The young women of USF need mentors. They need role models, and in many cases, they need financial help. Perhaps now more than ever, because of the economic impact the virus continues to have on our communities, and especially on our students.
Hearing one of the students talk about how she was able to follow her dreams because she actually had the scholarship. She had just had a small child, and she was like, there's no way I could have gone to school without this help. So it really resonated with me, and I knew at that moment that I wanted to be involved with this organization and be able to help others like her achieve their dreams.
The opportunity to be able to give to others is huge. And the opportunity to be able to support other women and other African American women in the pursuit of their education defines us.
The young women helped by WLP are our future leaders, our future educators, future doctors, scientists, philanthropists, and business owners. They are our future.
And now it's my special privilege to present our much-beloved Community Leadership Awards. This year we're honored to recognize two remarkable women who, through their significant leadership, have changed the face of the Tampa Bay region through their professional excellence, philanthropy, and service, and their commitment to making our region a better place to live, work, and play. Before we announce these awards, let me acknowledge the work of Dr. Ann Strozier and her amazing awards committee. Ann and team, thank you so much. WLP's Community Leadership Award honors women throughout the community who are doing extraordinary things to make Tampa Bay a better place to live and work. The recipient of this award embodies individual excellence in leadership as demonstrated by initiative, involvement, impact, and inspiration. Your program today provides a full list of these tremendous past award winners. Let's take a moment to recognize them. Our past Community Leadership Award recipients include Linda Simmons, Liz Kennedy, Debbie Simbler, Elaine Schimberg, the Honorable Pam Iorio, Elizabeth Fowler, Barbara Sparks McGlinchey, Susan Leisner, Dr. Mona Jane, Pamela Muma, Carol Morsani, and Dr. Kay Glazer. You can tell by the impressive field of past recipients that this is a very competitive awards process, and it was an extremely difficult decision for our wonderful awards committee, as every nominee exceeded our expectations. We're truly delighted to announce that the 2020 Community Leadership Award recipient is Stephanie Goforth. Stephanie's full biography is included in the program, and we encourage you to take the time to read about her truly impactful life. But for now, please allow us to present our 2020 Community Leadership Award recipient, Stephanie Goforth.
USF has always been important to me. I I mean, I had choices for college and I wanted to come here. This was close to family. This was where I wanted to be. And so coming here was really, really special. The leadership of USF is something that we need to make sure that we stress and we highlight because of the women, Betty, Judy, who's really been my inspiration at USF, has done, so much for me personally and building me and encouraging me with women in leadership. So she's definitely a spirit behind a lot of things. My kind of experience with the campus board, taking cues from Judy and our campus board chair at the time, Debbie Sembler, I mean, it really forces you to step up and do what you need to do to accomplish what we wanted to accomplish. And, you have to kind of take a step back and say, you were one of the people that just forced us to look at these and be serious about graduation rate and admittance, our GPAs and things like that, and raising the bar for so many kids and giving them the opportunity to graduate from a preeminent institution. This is one of the things that you get so excited about. I get so excited about. When I say I've gotten here with all these women leaders, it has been built upon their shoulders. All the things that I'm benefiting from as a vice chair, I didn't get here by myself. This is a group of women that are just so phenomenal, and this is who we are. So we need to talk about that, and we need to reach out to other women leaders so they're a part of this, so they can feel what we as a group feel every day and the people that we're supporting. So it's about giving back to the community, making sure that your community in which you live has the ability to have the financial assets available to those that are just not as fortunate as us. WLP is one of those organizations you just know is successful because of the people and because of what it's become now with the dollars that we can get in the hands of the women that need it. That's why we do this. Now working with President Corral, it is absolutely going to be our next chapter. He's going to be our leader through this, and it's going to be exciting times. If you really want to feel good about yourself and about what we're doing and about helping others and guiding them, letting them lean on us for our expertise, get involved. There's so many things you can do. It's not about just financially, it's about mentoring, it's about giving. There's just so many things that you'll be able to really feel wonderful about what we're doing and about yourself. Thank you to the organization for helping me be a better person, helping all of us be what this organization is now. And there are so many people that are so deserving of this honor. I am so humbled by this, so thank you. Go Bulls.
Congratulations, Stephanie Goforth, our 2020 Community Leadership Award winner. Stephanie's strong commitment to philanthropy and service to our community and to our One USF reflects the mission and the values of WLP. Please join me again in congratulating Stephanie Goforth as the recipient of the 2020 WLP Community Leadership Awards. I'm now pleased to present the WLP Community Leadership Lifetime Achievement Award. This award is presented to an outstanding woman leader whose life's work has significantly improved our communities and has contributed to the advancement of women. Your program provides a list of these trailblazing past award winners, but let's take a moment to recognize them. Past recipients of this award include the late Louise Likes Ferguson, Lee Levengood, the late Jan Platt, the Honorable Betty Castor, Ann McKeel Ross, Dr. Leanna Fernandez Fox, and Doretha Edgecombe. Today, WLP is honored to recognize a woman who quite literally trailblazed women's leadership in government in our region. It's our pleasure to recognize the City of Tampa's first female mayor, the Honorable Sandra Friedman, with our most prestigious honor, the WLP Community Leadership Lifetime Achievement Award. The brief summary of Mayor Friedman's impressive life's work is included in the program. And now we invite you to meet Sandy through her own words.
Well, I had a teacher at Gorey Elementary School, and her name was Minnie Clay Baker. She just turned me on to government, particularly local government. And after that, I always knew I wanted to go into local government. 74, there was an opening, and I called my husband when I saw it on the news, and I said, I'm going to run for city council. And the next day, I ran for city council and won. We had a housing program that was such a wonderful program for people who couldn't otherwise afford it. I still bump into people, and they come up to me and they say, I got my house because of you, or my house was refurbished because of the Challenge Fund. And it really was a wonderful program. We did thousands of homes. We started with renovations of people in need, and then we moved on to building actual homes with the private sector and the construction industry. I was interested in making sure that the neighborhoods were involved. That's how I got involved, really. We started with about less than a handful of neighborhood associations, and we wound up with like 52. Now there are 100 and something. And we listened to them. I was the second woman on the city council, and then I got elected chairman, and there had never been a woman chairman. And so when it was time to run for mayor, I was already the acting mayor because my predecessor ran for governor and resigned. We did some things that haven't been done since. We asked the private sector for all kinds of things to help us with. In Tampa Heights, that was a very rundown neighborhood, a lot of drug dealing, and we got all the neighborhood people together and we said, what is the number one thing that you all would like to have? And what surprised us, actually, was that they wanted better lighting. They had all the old trees. The trees had obliterated the lights that were there, and it would cost, at that point, $250,000. So we didn't have that. So I said, why don't we go to the phone book and invite every tree trimmer in the phone book to come in front of us at City Council, and we'll bring some of those neighborhood people, and they'll tell their story. Well, every one of them said yes. There was not a tree trimmer in Tampa that didn't say yes, that they would come out on a particular Saturday and trim the trees for that neighborhood. So they came out, every one of them, and the neighbors came out and they helped them, and they served them drinks and pastries and whatever else. It was such a wonderful win-win. Whatever you choose to do, love it. I love being in government. It was so beneficial to me psychologically to be able to help people and see the return. So whatever you choose to do, make sure it's something that you love. You will do it better if you love it. I want to say thank you to WLP for giving me the award, but also for what they've done in the community these 15 years that have been a lot of effect on people's lives in a positive way.
Please join me one more time in congratulating Mayor Sandra Friedman, the recipient of the 2020 WLP Community Leadership Lifetime Achievement Award.
That was so wonderful. Thank you, Lagretta, and congratulations to the amazing Stephanie Goforth and the trailblazing Sandra Friedman. Both Stephanie and Mayor Friedman have forged pathways that will resonate for generations to come, and we thank them both for the impact that they have had on our community. In this, our 15th anniversary year, it seems so fitting that we honor two individuals who personify what USF Women in Leadership and Philanthropy is all about. Women and men elevating, celebrating, educating, and supporting our female leaders of today and tomorrow. The mission of the USF Women in Leadership and Philanthropy program is to engage and educate visionary leaders and philanthropists to make a difference for women throughout USF and in our communities. Since our founding in 2005, we have raised well over $6 million to support our mission and have invested well over $2 million to support students and female faculty in our one USF community, USF Tampa, USF Sarasota Manatee, and USF St. Petersburg. I'd like to invite Susan Toller, Vice President of the Florida Blue Foundation, to introduce our WLP student speaker. Susan?
I'm thrilled to be part of the 2020 Women in Leadership and Philanthropy's Virtual Fall Symposium and its 15th anniversary celebration. For more than 75 years, Florida Blue has been focused on our mission of helping people and communities achieve better health. And we strongly believe supporting women's initiatives and developing the leadership potential of female students is essential to improving the success of a community. I'm proud to share that Florida Blue commitment to gender parity is reflected internally as well, with women representing more than 45% of our middle to senior management group and 40% of our company's officers. Women are also well represented on our board of directors, with 1/3 of our 12 director positions held by women. That's why we're excited to work with WLP in fostering the next generation of women leaders. Ask anyone who knows WLP, what makes WLP unique? And I'm certain that each would answer, it's the students. These WLP scholars are amazing, resilient, gifted, and determined. Our team at Florida Blue agrees, which is why we proudly launched the WLP Florida Blue Leadership and Healthcare Scholarship 2 years ago. The students we support are not only leveraging their USF and WLP experience to improve themselves, they are changing their families, their communities, our region, and the world. These intrepid WLP scholars are truly the leaders of tomorrow. They personify the hopes of our founders and embody the spirit of our mission. I'm proud to introduce one of these incredibly talented scholars to you today, WLP Scholarship recipient Gretchen Stewart. Gretchen is a fierce warrior and a woman to be admired and respected. Please join me in listening to her amazing story and her experiences with WLP and USF. Thank you.
The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even heard, but are felt with the heart. One of the greatest teachers of all time, Helen Keller, said that, and I totally agree. It's a true honor and a blessing to have been asked to represent my fellow WLP scholars and to share a piece of my heart and my story with you. My name is Gretchen Stewart. I'm a third-year WLP scholar, and I'm proud to stand before you today as a doctoral candidate here at USF. Undoubtedly, the last few months have been challenging for us all, living through a global health pandemic, a worldwide economic crisis, and here in America, confronting the profound wounds of systemic racism and exclusion. Feelings of deep-rooted uncertainty among us all have been provoked by these historic times. I'd like to talk to you today about uncertainty, but in a different context, as something not to be feared, but to be harnessed as a powerful catalyst for hope, transformation, and enduring impact. You see, uncertain times and tough questions have shaped my life. My mom faced an uncertain future when she chose to keep me. By walking through the doors of an adoption agency and then promptly turning around and walking right back out, she traded her college career and dream of becoming a journalist for the uncertain road of single parenthood. In 1971, for a young, unwed Irish Catholic girl to tote around a brown-skinned, Afro-headed baby was a personal act of courage. Amongst threats to her personal well-being, Mom and I faced many uncertain and difficult times. There were tough questions with uncertain answers growing up, like how to keep the lights on with mom's small salary from temp jobs, how to stand up to fierce discrimination and exclusion, some within my own family, how to get myself to college after dropping out of high school at 16, how to beat the statistics that projected I'd be an addict, in jail, or dead. And most important of all, how to find a purpose for my life and a home for my heart. See, mine is a heart filled with compassion for the many colors of the human condition, and has been since I was old enough to feel the pain of being left out. While not easy, I harnessed this uncertainty and learned how to transform anxiety into fuel for my future. I went back to high school as an adult, got into college, and graduated, a first in my family. I spent more than a decade building an accomplished, professional, and devoted career in public education. I even earned a Nobel Peace Prize nomination for walking more than 4,000 miles across the United States for global nuclear disarmament. Yet, despite defying the odds and finding success, I still felt incomplete, like my life lacked its true purpose. It wasn't until 2006, 1 year after WLP was founded, that I would come to understand the transformational power of uncertainty, a purpose for my life, and the importance of creating enduring impact. You see, in 2006, I became the parent of an extraordinary young man. And like all new parents, I had lots of questions. Yet, in the first 30 seconds of my son's life, the questions I asked were nothing like the ones I expected. They were, why isn't he breathing? What's that machine for? Where's the NICU? What's wrong with my baby? And as he got older, I asked, why won't he crawl? Where can I find shoes to fit these braces? Why doesn't he talk? What kind of life will he have, and how? How will I do this alone? Much like the state we have all found ourselves in during this pandemic, when my son Ari was born, I was thrust into something unexpected, without warning, without choice, and without knowing day to day what would happen next. To combat the uncertainty of the developmental progress of my child, I began to ask questions. I researched everything I could about child development, disability, the brain, therapies, what we know and what we don't know about the uncertainties of autism. Every question seemed followed by another, and by the end of 7 years of asking questions, I had met some truly incredible people who shared in my journey to find a meaningful education for our children. I connected with mothers, fathers, grandparents, caregivers, and hundreds of children struggling to find a place of true belonging. These children and their families had no place to call home that could truly meet their needs. It was this uncertainty that I found not only answers for my dear, sweet son, but also a life purpose to create an educational home for all of the families I had met along our journey and those we have yet to come to know. So, this former high school dropout decided to build a school. In 2016, I left my job as a public school teacher and enrolled full-time at USF to pursue a PhD in special education. With a specialization in autism and neuroscience, armed with the knowledge and credentials I'm gaining at USF, I am creating an innovative, inclusive K-12 school that combines teaching and learning strategies informed by brain science with world-class academics. Smart Moves Academy, slated to open fall of 2022, will be the very first of its kind in the United States, an inclusive, neuroscience-informed, teaching lab school. This school will transform the lives of some of our most extraordinary, yet extremely vulnerable children, offering them the opportunity for a real future, while changing the trajectories of entire families. After what feels to me like a lifetime of work, the financial crisis that many of us find ourselves in due to the pandemic was poised not only to end my time at USF, but completely derail the development and opening of my school. My future was once again uncertain. That is until WLP donor Dr. Jane Applegate heard my story. And with the very welcomed contingency that I graduate on time with my PhD, awarded me the inaugural Dr. Jane Applegate Promising Scholar Award. With this scholarship, I'm able to continue to be a full-time student, complete my dissertation on time, and graduate in May. I would not be standing in front of you today having made this the very first public announcement about the opening of my school if it were not for the generous and heart-led donors of WLP who gave during uncertain times to ensure that the bright, dedicated WLP women scholars that I represent today are able to achieve their dreams through higher education. WLP began amidst the uncertainty of creating something that didn't exist before. 15 years later, it's been a very good thing. The impact of WLP is felt not only across Tampa Bay, but the world, as WLP alumni are transforming the lives of individuals, families, and entire communities. I'm so grateful to be able to publicly say a heartfelt thank you to my donors, Linda Simmons and Dr. Jane Applegate, and to all WLP members for your continued support. My question to those of you who are not yet WLP members is, why not? What impact could you have on the life of a promising woman scholar facing uncertain times? I personally cannot wait until the time that I'm able to pay it forward and be a part of this most vital engine for the advancement of women at USF and in our community. Historically, this symposium has been a critical fundraising and friend-raising tool for WLP to grow and expand its transformational impact on the lives of talented, promising, hardworking women from all walks of life. Even though we're not together in the traditional way, I implore you to do what you can and give what you can to help WLP's trajectory as a force for good that will resonate for generations to come. WLP is not just the name of a group of individuals seeding success in others. WLP truly shows up for their students and represents certainty through uncertain times. And, as Helen Keller said, provides a beautiful, heartfelt, and enduring impact. Thank you.
Thank you, Gretchen. Wow. As you can see, WLP is making a huge impact on women right here in the greater Tampa Bay community. I'd like to invite each of you to be a part of this amazing story of change. As Gretchen said, no matter the amount, your gift will make a difference for women in our community. WLP is incredibly grateful for Florida Blue's continued generous support of our organization and for returning year after year as the presenting sponsor for this symposium. I'd like to especially and personally thank Florida Blue's West Florida Region President, David Pizzo. 8 years ago, David and his team invested in an idea of what our symposium and our organization could grow to be. That year, and every year since then, the symposium has been a sellout. The proceeds, totaling over $1 million, has fueled our mission serving as a catalyst for tremendous growth in the size, scope, and impact of our organization. With Florida Blue and with David and his team, business is personal in the very best of ways. We are so very grateful for your leap of faith and your continued confidence in us. We thank you. Thank you all so very much for joining us today. We look forward to the time when we can be together in person again, and we do invite you to save the date of Friday, October 8th, 2021, when we will be having the 16th annual WLP Fall Symposium featuring Gretchen Carlson at the Hilton Tampa downtown. Until then, be well.